Welcome to Pink Caddy Garage. We've got a 350 small block Chevy here that we're about to build and put into a 4x4 truck that we just bought. And it's a pretty low mileage engine, and it's in good shape and all, doesn't need rebuilding or anything. But one thing we want to do before we put this back in the truck is to go ahead and change out these core plugs. A lot of people call them freeze plugs or casting plugs or whatever. But anyway, they are the plugs that are sealing up all the water jackets in various locations around the block. So it came with steel freeze plugs. We're going to put in these nicer looking brass ones that hopefully will do a good job for us for a long time to come. I've got most of them done. We saved this one right here just to demonstrate how to change one of these out. Let's get started. We've got the camera a little closer so you can see what's going on here. The tools we're going to use is a 3-pound sledgehammer, and could use a chisel or a punch, but I've got an old slot screwdriver that I don't really care for that much, so we're going to use it. What you're going to want to do is get on either side here. I like to either go in the 9 or the 3 o'clock position and get it up against the edge. You're going to try to hit it with the hammer and get one edge to go in and the other one to either stay still or pop out toward you. And it might take a few good whacks. It's going. There it goes. So it went inside. We're going to get some channel locks and come back and fish that thing out. We'll get some needle nose pliers to get it up here close to the opening and switch to our channel locks. So basically, probably be better around this side. Get on here and then start twisting and leverage against the block, and it will distort just enough to clear on out of there. You can see these don't look bad at all. They're in pretty good shape, but I'm telling you, this is a lot easier doing it this way than when the engine's in the car. I like to take a Scotch-Brite pad and just go around the perimeter here. Just clean it up. There might be some rough spots that you want to file down or sand down, just depending on how bad they are. This one feels pretty good. So take a rag, get any residue and loose stuff off, and we're ready to go in with our new one. We've got our new plug here, and I did put a little bit of gasket sealant on there for it's kind of specifically made for thermostats and water pumps. So you don't necessarily have to. You can put them in dry. Never really had any problems with that. Or a little bit of motor oil or whatever you think is going to help. So I like to start these with a socket that's just about the size of the recess part, just to get it squared up and started going in straight. Not tapping very hard. Now you could go ahead and put it all the way in with this socket. I like to use a bushing driver just to get a little bit more even pressure on it. So let me grab that. Good size for these is around a 50 millimeter. You just want to get something that's slightly bigger than the lip of this plug and put it on there squarely. Give it some smart whacks with the hammer. You want to drive it in where you're flush all the way around, and that's what we've got. So most of these are pretty easy until you run into one that isn't. You may have to drill holes, Dremel slots, do things to try to relieve some of the pressure on the sides if you run into one that's difficult. I think on this one I only had to do that once just to cut a little bit of a relief right here on the lip to allow it to collapse in. So this is definitely a worthwhile task if you have an engine out for some other reason. Go ahead and get these freeze plugs done, and you won't have to worry about that for a long time. Thanks for watching.